I'm Wayne Cunningham.
And I'm Antoine Goodwin.
And we are here at the 2013 Geneva Auto Show, standing in front of the new Bentley Flying Spur. It's actually the second generation of this car. Big luxury vehicle. It's got the 6-liter W12 engine, big fast sedan. That's what Bentley does, is big fast vehicles.
You know who else does big fast vehicles well? Well, maybe not fast, but they're trying to. Rolls-Royce.
Oh,
They
yeah?
actually just debuted the Wraith at this show, and the Wraith basically is based on the Ghost platform.
It had that nice fastback design.
Yeah, that's sort of like coupe-like roofline that everyone's been kind of using since Audi debuted the A7. But it's actually 2 doors. They are the sort of coach doors that open backwards. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, and something that weighs as much as a small boat. That's kind of impressive.
Okay, but you know what's faster?
What's faster?
The new Ferrari. They just actually unveiled a new limited edition. Only 499 units are going to make. And you know what it's called?
What's it called?
La Ferrari.
That's the horrible name. They may as well have called it the La Fonda.
Well, the La Ferrari is actually a hybrid too. Would you
Okay.
believe it?
So it's all sorts of like affronts to God right now.
Oh yeah, it's got, I mean, as far as the sports car purists, this thing just blows all those people away. It's got a digital instrument cluster.
Okay.
It's got a hybrid drive system.
All right.
So actually they attach an electric motor to their big 6.3 liter V12. And they say to 62 miles an hour in somewhere under 3 seconds. They have no idea.
Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive, and it is kind of exclusive, only a couple hundred made, but I've got a car that's even more exclusive than that. It's way over our shoulder here at Lamborghini's booth. It's the Lamborghini Veneno. They're actually only making 4 of these.
4?
They're only selling 3, and they're already sold out.
Well, yeah, if we got 3, I'm sure there's plenty of people to be like, well, probably not too many people.
Not too many people can afford the $3.9 million price tag for the 750 horsepower vehicle that's based on the Aventador. So it's got a little bit more horsepower, it's got a fully carbon fiber body, and it's been completely resculpted. The whole thing is just a mess of wings and vents and diffusers and spoilers. It's one of the most aerodynamic cars that Lamborghini's ever made, top speed of 220 miles per hour.
Well, we've been talking about a lot of very expensive cars, none that I can afford. So let's go take a look at a car that I really like, that I might be able to afford, and that they will be selling in the US.
All right, let's look.
So here it is, the Alfa Romeo 4C. And when I saw the concept of this car, I was really excited. And this one is actually going to be coming to the US.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's this really lightweight, they say like 2,000 pounds. That's extremely light for today's cars. 1.7 liter direct injection turbocharged engine,
All right.
240 horsepower. I mean, that sounds like fun, doesn't it?
All sounding good, and it looks like it's also mid-engined. So, I mean, this is a pretty inexpensive mid-engined, high-powered, rear-wheel drive car. I mean, what's not awesome about that?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things that are not awesome about it, actually. Look at these headlights.
Okay, they look bad.
They're weird.
They kind of look very insect-like and
Yeah.
a little weird, but I think you're nitpicking like one thing on what's an otherwise beautiful car.
They need a lens over them or something. I don't know if I could walk out to this car every day and say like, yeah, that looks good.
Well, you know, you leave it to the aftermarket, or you can maybe look at something a little bit different if you're looking for like a pretty inexpensive sports car, because the Chevy Corvette convertible was actually just announced at the show. So the same 450 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque, 7th generation Corvette that we saw in Detroit now has a pretty awesome retractable cloth top. What's interesting is that Chevrolet says they didn't actually have to like add any sort of like structural rigidity to the vehicle. It was built from the ground up to be a convertible, so it's not any heavier. That's awesome.
So it's that awesome.
It is that awesome. On the other hand, we've got some other convertible conversions here at the show that maybe weren't designed to be convertibles from the ground up. I'm talking about the FT86 Open concept.
Oh, this is based on the Scion FRS, Subaru BRZ, Toyota GT86 if you want to go.
Yeah,
all the way
like
there.
all of those cars.
Yeah, you know, I love the handling of the FRS, BRZ, GT86. I don't really like the looks of that FT86 Open though.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little incomplete. They actually haven't shown us what the car looks like with the top up. Doesn't look really bad, but I know you're not a fan of 2+2 convertibles.
No, I mean, they look like tubs. Whenever you get the, you know, a Roadster convertible is fine, but whenever you get, you know, like 4 seats with a convertible top, then you just have a big tub, a bathtub kind of thing.
I mean, you know, Toyota's actually also showing off another car that's really awesome and totally different. It's the car that I want to drive the most. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Now that down there is the Toyota iRoad concept. It's an interesting little car.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really a car, is it? It's only got 3 wheels?
Well, it's kind of a trike. So it's got 2 wheels in the front, and they're both powered by 2 kilowatt electric motors, 1 wheel on the back. That's actually the wheel that does the steering, interestingly. And I was watching the Toyota people demonstrate it, and it actually has this really cool feature called active lean. So what happens is when you really crank the wheel and start getting into a turn, the front wheels give you a little bit of camber. So the whole vehicle leans into the turn. It's really awesome, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Well, that's a 1-seater and it's a motorcycle, right?
2-seater. You get the tandem seating. There's a second seat behind the driver for your junk or your significant other, whoever you want to
That's not
take
a
around
car.
with you.
It's not a car. Now, VW does have a car called the XL1. It's 261 miles per gallon is what they're saying.
Okay, I'm impressed. Go on.
Yeah, so small 2-cylinder diesel engine mated to like an electronic motor.
Okay.
They actually made it 0.9 liters per 100 kilometers with this car. It's a plug-in hybrid. It goes about 30 miles under electric power by itself, and then you can go, I guess, a lot more depending on how big the tank is. They haven't talked too much about it, but they do say 12.7 seconds to 60 miles an hour, which is not fast.
So pretty much what you're telling me, we've gone from supercars that do single-digit 0-60 times to this Volkswagen that does about half a minute, right?
Yeah, the LaFerrari to the La XL1.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much covered the entire gamut here.
Well, I'm LaWayne Cunningham.
And I'm Antoine Goodwin, and that about wraps it up for the 2013 Geneva Motor Show. Cheers.